up now. I can go on all day long.
It's like watching a young Leonardo DiCaprio play guitar, man.
That's what he said, yeah. I get that quite a lot, but not a young Leonardo DiCaprio.
Have you seen Leonardo DiCaprio's girlfriend? He was in the papers the other day. He's got like some 21-year-old super hot new girlfriend. Anyway, that's what happened.
Have you seen My Wife?
Well, exactly.
And they've never seen them in the same place at the same time.
Oh. So, Pete and I have decided to form a new duo available for weddings, bar mitzvahs. I can't even say the word, bar mitzvahs. Yacht rock, apparently. Yacht rock. And we need guitars.
The captain's yacht.
Yeah, absolutely. We need guitars that are going to enable us to do everything from you know, tear jerking, or maybe just jerking, acoustic kind of work, right through to slightly heavier rock stuff. And as Mark was here from Taylor, he went, I know the kind of guitars that you two need.
Absolutely.
You need T5s.
You need T5s.
Yeah.
And we
a pair of them.
Yeah, and the only T5 I really know about is the one from Terminator. So you better explain what this thing
What is that
actually
sunglasses
does.
he was wearing? Do you remember that said T?
So what T5 is, it's exactly what you guys said. It's a hybrid guitar. It's both an acoustic guitar and an electric guitar. It does both equally well. I think one of the things that's really relevant is that there's no modeling going on. It's all, you know, it's electric guitar pickups and fused with our expression system that we used to use on our Taylor guitars for our acoustic side of things. It's got a 9-volt battery in the back that powers a high-definition preamp. So the three controls you have on the front of the guitar, you have volume, bass, and treble. And then when you kind of set them in the 12 o'clock position, that's flat for it. So that's a line level and then flat EQ. And you can add to or subtract from each one of those parameters on all 5 of the selections. The T stands for thin line. Pulled up sideways, you'll see it's a thin guitar. It's fully hollow. It's really light, so it's comfortable to play for long periods of time.
Yeah.
The 5 is for the switch you have on the top of the guitar. It's selecting between 3 onboard pickups, of which you see one. You see a true humbucker in the bridge, but you also have...
Is that a humbucker?
It is. Stacked humbucker, yes, stacked E.
I did not know that.
I did not know that
See,
either.
this is that whole first impressions, right? First impressions. So we have also a hum canceling pickup under the neck, and then we have this body sensor on the top of the guitar, and that's what gives us our full range frequency response. Yeah, so when the switch is all the way forward, you're in position 1. That's the only acoustic position that's enabling that body sensor.
Right.
So full range frequency stuff. So if you're playing something acoustic, take it away. Do something acoustic.
Yeah, so I'm plugged into Boss Acoustic Singer Pro and a Fender Hotrod Deluxe with an AB switch on the floor. And you say when I'm there,
that's all acoustic.
It's the
body sensor and the neck.
Oh, okay, together. Am I in the right amp here? Because it's... Yeah. That's amazing.
Something you'll find cool is you take the lows and the highs. If you bring both those up just a little bit, and what you'll find is you get almost kind of that scooped mid-range, kind of a rosewood type thing.
I'm just fiddling around here now. Because this is the first time I ever played one of these, really. I've seen them in the shop, but...
Just regular nickel wound strings on these, by the way. So presumably that's you know, with a plain third. Presumably they're designed to take either, are they? So if you want to put a set of acoustic,
actually, you don't want to put bronze on it.
Right,
it's interesting. It's counterintuitive because we think of it's an acoustic guitar and an electric guitar, and you think, well, I really want the guitars to maybe have a more natural acoustic sound. And what you'll find is that the nickel plays better with the magnetic pickups involved, so you get that more natural acoustic sound. When I first got one back in 2005 when it first came out, first thing I did was throw some bronze on it to see how and it was really bright.
So just
really
stick with electric guitar sets is what we're really saying to get the best out
There's
of these
been
guitars.
hundreds of guitar players throughout Taylor and the R&D playing the guitars, and they kind of, when they send it out, they kind of go with the general consensus of what most people felt was most.
And what are they 10s or 11s? Or because they don't feel heavy, but the 11s?
No. It's an 11, but it's a short scale neck. So the neck being 24 7/8. It plays more like a Les Paul, so it's kind of like they play like 10.5s.
Yeah, that's what. Really. And what's the
radius?
Radius.
The radius on the T5z is, I believe it's 12.
12.
So
It
pretty flat.
feels like
flat,
it feels actually a lot like a Gibson to play. Yeah. And the same neck profile as well as your acoustic. It feels slimmer.
A little
slightly
bit, yeah.
slimmer.
And I think what you'll find also is that it's got the jumbo frets on it. So when we
Yes,
came out with
that's
the
another thing I was
T5z,
gonna ask.
we went something that was a little more electric feeling.
Yeah.
It came the same internal electronics as our full-size T5 did. So the guitars sound the same.
Yeah.
This one feels, this is more kind of sexier, more if you're an electric guitar player wanting to play some acoustic sounds, you'll find this a good way to go.
So Pete's set his rig up with an AB box, and I guess that's the sort of the ultimate sort of setup, isn't it? So that you can select the appropriate amp for what you're using. But I've just gone straight, clean sounding electric guitar amplifier. So I mean, it's this new little Rift amplifier that we're stocking, but think, I don't know, little Fender Princeton or something like that, you know, that kind of vibe. And this is the acoustic setting, but into an electric guitar amplifier, so no tweeter or anything. Still a pretty convincing.
You know what? It's not typically. I don't typically do it that way, but it actually sounds really good. Almost sounds like
really good.
it's like you have a bright switch on the amp. It's kind of tripping out. It's really cool.
You probably couldn't, you know, if the amp was a bit gainier, it probably wouldn't work. But it is a very clean amp, and at this kind of volume, it sounds great, doesn't it? So
I prefer that sound to a piezo pickup into an electric guitar. Did I just say? You know, like guitars,
if you just
some of
take
them
a-
have like a piezo pickup.
I think a big part of that is because we've got a blend of the under neck pickup here, and it's adding that bass. Is there a piezo only setting on here?
There's not. It's just, and there's not even a piezo on.
Oh, sorry.
Simply
Oh,
just
okay,
the body
sorry,
sensor.
yeah.
It's
Body
like our
sensor
original
and the,
ES1. Yeah. And
That's
the
right.
way
Might be why it sounds.
That might be why.
it's more microphonic, I think. Than
But yeah, so
Yes.
for sure.
if you play just through the acoustic amp and
and then go to your bridge
but no,
pickup now.
but
So
leave,
not-
leave
same
it,
sound, sorry.
but leave
Oh,
it
same
there
sound,
for them.
okay.
Yeah. It's still
a little bit more
fairly
tinny, but it
convincing
works.
sound, but it
Works.
does work. It's funny, isn't it? This amp that I've got is way bassier, isn't it? than
Sounds
the-
lovely, that
sounds
amp.
great
It does.
through
Yeah,
that.
yeah,
So
it
I
does.
think if
Let
you
me
get the right electric guitar amplifier, you probably can almost just get away with having one amp for the whole thing.
Let me swap to the pickup, right?
If you want to go to the bridge, so
That's
the way
the
this
middle one,
works,
isn't it?
what it boils down to is that first position will give us the neck. I'll go through it real quick. You've got your neck pickup and your body sensor. After that, you turn off the body sensor for the next four. It becomes an electric guitar.
Okay.
In this position,
All right,
it's
okay.
just the neck pickup. In the middle is just your bridge pickup. Then you have position 4 here, which is a combination of neck and bridge parallel.
Okay.
And then neck and bridge series. So, like, check this out. Here's a kind of fun thing to do. Go to the acoustic amp down there. Go to position 1. This is your acoustic sound. And change the AB box and go to your distortion, your heaviest distortion setting.
Weird, isn't it? It's cool. Middle. So that's where it becomes electric there, right?
Yeah.
That's not really distorted. I can get a little bit more gain on there.
Got that bridge pickup in quick. No, middle position, sorry. There.
That one here.
Yeah. Take the volume, now take your volume, you have a 6 decibel boost cranked out all the way up and drive the amp a little bit. Go back to center regular volume. I'll do that for you.
Oh, is that the old vibe off?
Yeah. Okay, next time you do an 80s tribute band, right? Every song started with a G chord acoustically.
Yeah.
Ends up with some burning distorted guitar solo, some spandex. Call it good, man.
Presumably with an ABY pedal as well, you could have both simultaneously if you wanted to.
I'll do that
You
one.
can have that on this one here.
Yeah.
So if you went with, say, maybe just use the position 2.
Yeah,
that's a blend of an acoustic amp and an electric amp.
Yeah.
Yeah.
A lot of times when you'll do
the
that,
future is bright, isn't it?
here's the thing: people always say, what's the guitar for? It's really top 40 bands. If you're in a on a worship team or in a country band, something where you're kind of playing double duty, you want one guitar that's going to sound great throughout the night. That doesn't replace your favorite Strat or Taylor, of course, but you can get sounds that are really close and some really unique new sounds.
I would concur. I mean, when Mark came over and he was like, he'd bought a couple of T5 guitars, and I was like, oh, is there something new with T5? And he was just a bit like, no, there's nothing new, but it's kind of like, it just feels a bit like the forgotten, like it's such a cool thing. And I was like, you know what? I haven't played one in like, I think I did a video with Chappers like at least 5 years ago. So it was like, okay, let's revisit. And you're totally right. I mean, it's a cool thing. I mean, like you say, does this become #1? Does the Strat or the Les Paul go in the cupboard? It's like, maybe not necessarily, but for the right gig, for the working musician, it probably could be #1, couldn't it? But,
well, that's the thing. When you're out playing, for us, what I see happen often, we'll be in a music store. I'll see somebody walk by. Oh, that's really cool. They walk by. They have no idea what it is. They go, oh, that's cool. It's pretty. It's a Taylor. Must be the acoustic. They don't know what it is. It's really just misunderstood.
It's not the Godin kind of multi-act vibe, is it? It's not. It's not. If you sort of go, right, here's the electric guitar, here's the acoustic guitar. The sort of the Godin stuff was definitely firmly. It's like way more like an acoustic guitar with like a sort of electric guitar sort of sprinkling. This is like the other end, isn't it? So it's sort of leaning more towards the electric guitar with an acoustic guitar kind of flavour to it. So
yeah, I think the level of extremes you can go on both sides. This has a pretty authentic acoustic sound when you run it correctly, and then vice versa. I've done, in shows sometimes I'll mess around, I'll throw on a really heavy, almost like a Metal Zone type setting, and I'll play a Metallica riff on it and be like, what? I'm like, no, obviously that's not, it's not made to be that.
You could play,
I mean, do you know what? I'm pretty sure, and I'm completely forgotten now, I'm pretty sure I did the whole of that opening piece, even with the distortion on the acoustic. I did. I don't think because I wasn't aware that I was actually, I played the acoustic, that setting into the acoustic amp. I thought that sounded great. Yeah. So and so this is the acoustic sound with some gain, and it's.
It's definitely more hollow.
It's not a conventional tone, but it's like, it sounds kind of cool. How much can you drive the humbucker pickup before you notice that it's sort of perhaps more prone to feedback than a solid body guitar?
Honestly, it's no more. Okay, here's what it boils down to with that. And this is something people ask us all the time. I've got a T5 and they'll ask me questions. Hey, my T5, seems like I'm getting some feedback. And I'll say, well, what you want to do with T5 is anything that you would do, say you're plugged into a Mesa Boogie amp. You've got it gained out on your Les Paul. You're at 8. You typically want to go about 70% of that gain on this guitar, and you won't. And after that, you're just adding noise. You'll get about the same level of gain, but it doesn't have the problems with feedback and that type of thing. It's something that for me, I really enjoy playing it because just switching back and forth between all the sounds and again, it's light, comfortable. And I don't watch a lot of TV, but I'll often say this in shows. I feel like I'm dumbing myself down if I watch TV, but I'll tell you, if I'm going to watch TV, I make myself practice something, and this is my go-to to sit on the couch, and it doesn't freak my wife out.
Because
it's not too loud to bump her out.
So are all the models the same kind of neck feel, neck profile?
Yeah, all of them are exactly the same. What you really see different in T5s, you'll see different wood combinations. You'll see something with a mahogany top. You'll see something with koa top. But as far as the sound and what the guitar does, they all do exactly the same thing. Any night, wherever we are, whatever town we're in, we might have a T5 Classic or T5Z Classic. We might have a Koa Custom or something, some roadshow special, and do virtually the same demo every night.
Neck-wise, it's I'm just trying to sort of relate it to a guitar that I own. It's like a neck that you'd get on a slim taper Les Paul, I think, isn't it? I
totally agree with that.
It's the same kind of neck width, and the only thing I'm really surprised at, I've put 11s on my Les Paul, and they feel heavier than the 11s on here. So it's a really light feeling guitar. I would have said these were 10s, but if they're 11s, I will take your word for it. But they feel light.
No,
it could be the radius. You know, what I think is cool though. One of the reasons they want to have those 11s, they want the tone for the acoustic side of it. So if you go to your acoustic sound for a second and just bring it up. But the cool thing is, you can do crazy bends with a pretty authentic acoustic sound. So if you want to play those traditional, you know, guitar solos you love on electric guitar with an acoustic sound, it's kind of a cool way to go.
Yeah, you can. Absolutely. Yeah. It's easy to bend. And it doesn't fret out. Yeah. He's off again. You're going Bon Jovi now, are you?
I was just going to say, we can just do a classic acoustic rendition of what, you see, that's what you need. If you're going to play Wanted, you can do the beginning bit with the right sound, then press a button and go straight into the big guitar solo. And
you can loop that like I did, you loop the acoustic bit.
You don't need like the Richie Sambori's guitar tech to come out and physically take one guitar off and put the other guitar on while John Bon Jovi keeps playing like that.
He had it on a stand.
No, he's got a man.
Like that?
He's got a man that comes
in.
A little very short man that just stands there like that.
Holding up on the whole show.
Yeah. Same guys are from the Stonehenge video.
Yeah, the Stonehenge. Yeah, it's those guys.
Those guys, they have side work with Hotel California. To go to like acoustic, play a B minor chord, do an F sharp, and then hit the distortion, throw it in.
Yeah, I can't play that solo. I've always, everyone said, you have to check that out, but I never have. Okay, just you play the solo. I do the thing here. So I'll do the
I don't
chords.
know the solo.
I don't know. I don't know.
Disclaimer.
It's the same with that solo every time. I don't know that one.
I'm going to tear it up, right?
You ready? 3.
Yeah. Try going with that.
It's such I've always wanted to learn that solo, and I've never done it.
If you put the looper after the AB box so that it was just going into the acoustic amp,
that's what I've done.
That's
so you could have, rather than having 2 people playing that, you could have.
And I wasn't even on the acoustic setting. Major fail.
But you get the sounds. For one guy in your loop, and people that loop, the guys that loop love this guitar.
What's the? I know we're getting to the end of the video now, but just out of interest, so what's the? Is this kind of like the neck joint that you would see on the regular acoustics, but just with a?
No, it's quite a bit different. It's called a T-lock. It's one, and what it does is it pulls the neck into the guitar surface to surface contact really good, really tight. And I think they said something, it's the equivalent of the strength of like 4 or 5 bolts. Okay. It's really strong on the guitar. It's just, you know, looks good, it's strong,
and you can pack it down in your suitcase, just take it off and flip it over.
You probably could.
You probably could, couldn't you? If you had an Allen key, yeah. But don't do that at home, kids, don't do that.
Or if you do, don't send it back in for warranty repair.
Exactly.
It's freaky though, isn't it? From the top, you would just assume that was a set neck, and because the fretboard, the join to the body is just stunning.
It's tight. It's definitely
really tight.
A block there.
That's cool, man.
It's always Taylor guitars always amazes me how the finish is always like spot on everywhere you look. Yeah. I mean,
well, there we are. T5, a blast from the past. I'll put some links in the description below where you can find out more. As Mark said, there's a few different models and different colours, and some that look a bit plain and simple, and some that look super flamed and crazy. Money-wise, what have you got to splash to get one of these? What do they start at? About two. They start a bit less than that, don't they?
1849.
1849, said the voice from over there.
From above.
That's right.
That's right. This one is probably a little bit more, I can imagine. What was this you called this again? This wood?
That's called sassafras. Blackheart sassafras.
Sassafras.
Say that fast.
Sassafras.
That's actually, I have a cat
Sausage-
named, I seriously have a
sausage
cat
fresh.
named, I have a cat named Sassafras.
Yeah,
And she looks just like that.
Who was
I'm totally
the
serious.
what was the
That's
little
great.
cartoon character that used to say that?
Razzmatazz.
It was someone's dog, wasn't it? Anyway, whatever.
Anyway,
Whatever.
thank you for watching.
All right,
Thank
guys.
you
Thanks
very
for
much
coming
for
in.
coming in again.
Good times.
In the UK, don't do this because that's
Yes,
fun.
that's
You
kinda
do
bad.
that instead.
That's bad.
can do that
What's this
instead.
way? What's this mean?
That means basically.
Does it really?
So yeah, that's bad news.
It means
Is
this
that why
one.
people are looking at me funny on the street? I'm like, hey, how's it going?
Exactly.
No, I'm just
Yeah.
kidding. I'm not done that. Man.
But that's okay. So yeah, whatever, everybody.
We don't want to reshoot that.